Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and the blockchain is what we're talking about today in the eCentral Business Show. I'm John Nayler and I'm joined by Don Kerr, mortgage broker, investor, mathematician, learned bloke. Why am I talking to you about cryptocurrencies, Don?
Because we got chatting the other day and I said I had some and we were talking about it and you said it was interesting to talk to.
Yeah, no, that's the truth of it. So, look, when we talk about Bitcoin, and we know that everyone's talking about Bitcoin, and you know they've even heard recently, it's like, you know, if the guy shining your shoes talking about Bitcoin, it's time to sell, you know. But there's a lot more to the story around Bitcoin, and it's probably better that we started talking about blockchain.
Well, blockchain is the technology that was used, developed for Bitcoin, and it's now been adopted in so many other ways too. Governments are using it. I heard the US government's using it to fight fraud. Yeah. Banks are thinking of getting into it. It's generally good for anything involving data transfer or data sharing or data storage. So,
but what is it fundamentally? How have we dumb that down? How do we explain blockchain?
Well, the blockchain is really just a ledger of all transactions that have happened with Bitcoin. And it's like your bank account has your deposits and your withdrawals, and it just keeps a record of everything. And to do this, though, there's no central organisation handling it. So they thought, well, how are we going to do it? So what they've got is over 100,000 computers in the world recording this ledger. Yeah. And they're all connected and sharing, and they can't get out of sync. And each time they do a new block or something, they've got to solve a mathematical problem, which stops any group trying to get in and getting another 200,000 computers. Overtaking it, because every one of those 200,000 computers they have to solve a mathematical problem. Yeah, right. So that's the security they put into it. It's been brilliant. Yeah. No, from what I understand about the blockchain, I think for a lot of people, if you've used, say, BitTorrents, or you've ever downloaded a movie, like some of us might have in the past, maybe certainly not today, but that's come based upon a distributed bunch of computers around the internet delivering you bits of that file, but they all contain the whole file, and that's what blockchain is about. Every machine has a copy of the data. Exact same thing. And you can look it up. It's on the web.
Oh, it's public as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. It's peer-to-peer sharing, and it's public, so you can go in and have a look. You can't do that with normal bank accounts or government records or anything like that, can you? This means it's available to everybody. Yeah. So, and it's just been brilliant the way it's been done. Yeah, okay. See, when Bitcoin came in 2009, I and pretty well everyone else thought, oh, this is cute, someone's made up their own money. Yeah. Like monopoly money, it's cute. You could buy them for 5 cents each. Yeah. And they just kept gradually going up and up. And I didn't actually take notice until about the end of 2013. At the end of October 2013, they were just under $200 each. Yeah. A month later, they hit 1,000. Yeah. Yeah. And I don't know what that spike was for, whether it was, I don't know, I know that retailers started accepting it at some stage. Maybe that was pushed by that, I don't know. There must have been some reason for the jump. It could have been also like places like China, it's become very popular.
Well, we don't know.
But, yeah, it's all supply and demand. If there's a lot of people trying to buy it, same as shares. If there's a lot of people trying to buy Woolworths shares one day and hardly anyone selling, the price goes up. It's the same with this. If a lot of people want to buy Bitcoin and no one's selling, they've got to offer more money.
Well, is that right? So, I mean, when we're trying to dumb down Bitcoin, is it like a share?
In a way it is. It's still just a currency. But it's more a case of...
Is it a currency?
It's getting rid of uncertainty is the big thing. Okay. A lot of people don't like the uncertainty. That's why governments and corporations and banks have all sprung up. The old idea of bartering, where you do a job for me and I give you some apples.
Yeah, 4 cobs of corn for half a lamb.
Who knows what's fair, and that's where currency came in. And then you had to have all these organisations to get rid of the uncertainty and control it. That's what the people who created this cryptocurrency, whoever they were, had to solve. And they solved it with this blockchain, which we realise now is not just for cryptocurrencies. It can be used elsewhere. And is it worth getting into? Is there a bubble? Who knows? There could be. It may have already. Now they're what, $25,000 each in Australian currency.
How adds that today? Obviously, this video is going to last a while. It'll be interesting to have the conversation again in a year, Don.
Well, yeah, I'd love to know what's going to happen in the next year. I heard the other day. See, this year, at the start of this year, it was less than $1,000 US for
started 2017,
yeah. Now it's about 17,000. That's multiplied by 17. Now, I heard some experts say the other day they reckon 2018 is going to do even better.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. But anyway,
Now,
well, look, we're not here really.
Another factor of 17.
Well, we're not here to speculate around this.
Yeah, I know.
But that's what we're talking about. So we're trying to break down the technology and have people understand how they can have confidence in it, if we can. How much confidence? Like, and actually off camera we were talking about it. So, well, isn't it a fundamental and foundational type problem with, say, cash? Is that governments, you know, the US is, you know, a great candidate for that. They just print more money.
Yeah.
And they can only back it to the size of their economy. So,
that's right.
So on the basis of that derivative of the size of their economy is going down in value.
That's
you know,
right.
in theory, you know, one thing about Bitcoin as a specific, you know, cryptocurrency is there's only so many, and there can only, as far as we know, there can only be so many.
That's right, 21 million max. Yeah.
So on the basis of that, the value of this thing can only be revealed as a derivative of that single coin. Yeah.
Yeah,
and within that, a number of...
The concern that a lot of people have is that it's not backed by a country. Like the US dollar is backed by the economy of the US. This is just sitting there. But again, it's just a concept. All currencies are just a concept. And it's a way of sharing. If you do some work for me, I can pay you.
Yeah.
And instead of trying to work out how many apples, we've now got a system that says, okay, your work for me is worth something like $40 an hour or something.
Yeah.
It just takes the uncertainty out of things. Now, that's all a currency is supposed to do. It doesn't really have to be backed by a country. It's just a way of sharing.
An intermediary or a way to store value or transact value, yeah?
That's all it is.
That dumbs it down, doesn't it? Yeah.
And when you think about it, who knows where the future is? As you said, who'd love to know what's going to happen next year, in the next 10 years?
Well, I tell you, one thing that was related, and we were both a part of this story just this Sunday past, was meeting a fellow from Venezuela, where the economy's a shambles, hyperinflation's rife, people getting abducted and held to ransom if they've got any sort of money is rife. So there was that wonderful story about him, the ability for him to send money back to his family via Bitcoin, anonymously, safely, and hedged against the inflation. So here's the actual, and it was actually, that tipped it over for me to hear that this application of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies was able to transact, you know, money international in a safe and transparent way, and that also looked after
a lot of it is to do
family
with
safety.
Trust too. People don't trust governments.
Oh yeah, less so than ever.
Yeah, it's a lot to do with trust. Who do you trust more? And that's why it's becoming very popular in some countries. You know, like Greece froze bank accounts. They can't freeze the internet. They'd
like to try sometimes, I'm sure.
When the government says, oh, you can't take more than 10,000 out of the country without being suspicious, you can take the whole lot if it's on the internet. You just go over to wherever and log on the internet, and there it is. So that's why it's becoming popular. And I heard only, I think yesterday, that the US stock market is now introducing futures in cryptocurrency. Now, if that's going to go ahead, there's going to be stacks of people. We're talking about tens of billions of dollars that they're going to throw into cryptocurrencies. Again, supply and demand means the price should go up.
Well, anyway, that's once again is the speculative.
There are others who believe it's gone too far already, it's going to bubble and it's going to burst. Yeah. That's why I always say to people, if you're going to put any money in, it's got to be money that you're prepared to.
Oh, that's the thing, yeah. And we're running out of time, so we're going to get down to the closer. And I'm sure you'd agree with me, is that, you know, if you're going to go crypto or dabble in this sort of thing, is make sure it's an amount of money that you can afford to lose. It's still a lot of question marks.
And watch out as
well. Big question mark on my whiteboard.
There's scams that sprung up. I've seen a few now where you pay them money. There are pyramid schemes spring up where if you bring other people in, you get money. I won't mention names, but there's one very well-known one. And a lot of those, you don't even own the Bitcoin. They buy the Bitcoin in their name and they give you sort of a
voucher of some sort of intermediate event.
Yeah. Okay. You don't even actually own it. One of the things you should be able to do is take it out of wherever you buy the currency from and put it in a private wallet.
Yeah, okay.
Either online or offline.
Okay, Don, we're out of time. Don, anyway, look, really important thing there is you're absolutely in agreement, is only going to Bitcoin and crypto at the extent of which you can afford to lose. There is still a question mark hanging over this stuff. But anyway, look, what's really nice, there is a level of the underlying technology, blockchain, and the basis of some of the fundamentals are actually really cool. Don Kerr, thanks for coming to the eCentral Business Show today.
My pleasure.
Okay, that's enough done for this episode. I'll see you next time.